Hello everyone. Today's a beautiful day outside. Everyone is enjoying it and they also brought their pets too. So today we can have an energetic day. Let's talk about these topics. Let's talk about converting decimals to fractions. If you're ready, let's go. Let's do the reverse operation together, which is converting a fraction to a decimal number. Remember that a decimal number is a fraction whose denominator is a multiple of 10, 100, 1000, etc. Therefore, our task in converting a fraction to a decimal number is to write the fraction with a denominator that is a multiple of 10. Look at this example. First example, 1 over 2. If we multiply the numerator and denominator by 5, it will be 5 over 10, which we can write in decimal format, which will be 0.5. Next example, 3 over 4. To convert 4 to a power of 10, we can multiply it by 25. To reach 100 in this case, the total amount will be 75 over 100, and its decimal form is 0.75. As you see, the number of decimal places in these fractions are equal to the number of zeros in the denominator. For example, in 5 over 10 equals 0.5, we have one digit after the decimal point. And in 75 over 100 equals 0.75, we have two digits after the decimal point. Now consider this example, 2 and 3 over 8. Here, we have a mixed number whose integer value will not change after converting it to a decimal number. Well, we just need to convert the fraction to a decimal. But in order to convert 3 over 8 to a decimal number, we can multiply the numerator and denominator by 125. In this way, the denominator will be 1000, which is a power of 10. And the fraction becomes 375 over 1000, which equals 2.375. If you remember, I told you two things before. One is that if we want to compare rational numbers that have different formats or perform mathematical operations on them, such as addition and subtraction, we must first convert them to the same format. For example, to add a decimal number to a fraction, we must convert them to fractions or both to decimals. And the other thing is, adding 0 to the right side of a decimal number will not change its value. Now, keeping these 2 points in mind, we want to compare 0.8 and 3 over 6. One way is to convert 3 over 6 to a decimal. If we simplify the fraction, it becomes 1 over 2. And if we want to convert 1 over 2 to a decimal number, we can multiply its numerator and denominator by 5, which is 5 over 10. As we learned before, when the denominator is a power of 10, in order to write this fraction as a decimal, we can write the numerator and separate the decimal digit from the right side by the number of zeros in the denominator and put the decimal point behind them. In this way, 5 over 10 can be written as 0.5. Now, we can compare 0.8 and 0.5. 0.5 is less than 0.8. Another way is to convert 0.8 to a fraction, which will be 8 over 10. But how can you compare 8 over 10 and 3 over 6? If the fractions can be changed in such a way that the denominators of both fractions are equal, then it will be possible to compare them. We multiply the number and denominator of 8 over 10 by 6, and the numerator and denominator of 3 over 6 by 10. Now, the denominator of both fractions can be the same. Now, let's take a look at decimals and fractions on the number line and order them from least to greatest and vice versa. First, let's see these fractions. 1 over 2, minus 1 over 3, 3 over 4, and minus 6 over 12. In 1 over 2, the unit is divided into 2 parts. In minus 1 over 3, 3 parts. In 3 over 4, 4 parts, and in minus 6 over 12, 12 parts. So you can see these fractions on the number line. As you see, these numbers are ordered from least to greatest, like this. Now, look at these decimal numbers. Minus 0.25, 0.5, minus 0.1, and 0.75. As you can see, to display decimal numbers on the number line, you must divide the unit into powers of 10. Also, to make the work easier, you can make the number of decimal digits the same by adding 0 to the right side of the numbers, like 0.1 is 0.10 or 0.5 is 0.50. Be careful that 0.5 is different than 0.05. Now you can see these numbers on the number line and order them from greatest to least. Okay, we reached the question of the day. So, in the past, we learned that we can convert any decimal numbers to fractions. But, do you think we can convert all fractions to decimal numbers? Well, people, that was today's episode. Thanks for watching and see you next time.